Hmm? My phone was ringing. Okay, I'll answer in a second. When I lazily glanced at the clock, it was only 6 a.m. Who could it be? I couldn't believe someone would call this early in the morning. Wait, 6 a.m.? Oh crap, that was right. We were all supposed to meet up at the school gates around this time. Hello? Yeah, Kibitsumiya? Morning. Kibitsumiya's voice sounded somewhat rigid over the phone. Maybe she was nervous? Yes, I know. Haha, I appreciate it. Wait a second, I thought we were meeting up at the school gates. You're out front? You don't need to stay out there. Just come up. Ah. Oh, that was right. Aside from Kumakichi, Kibitsumiya had basically no experience talking with men over the phone. I guess it made sense why she was so nervous. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable at all. I'm happy though. You called me this time. I see. That means you should be able to call other men without feeling so hesitant anymore too. Kibitsumiya. For what exactly? What the? Got it. I'll be ready in 40 seconds. I hung up and quickly changed into my PE uniform. She had a tough time socializing with boys on a good day, so I couldn't just leave her out there like a sitting duck. Kibitsumiya wanted to be friends, huh? It was hard to believe she'd say that to me. Yeah, I was definitely happy. Still, I was disappointed in myself for oversleeping. If this was going to happen, I should have had Aoi give me a wake-up call instead of inconveniencing them like this. Incidentally, I spent the previous night drinking as I dealt with the gates on a new plastic model. I was up until 3 a.m. rubbing it down with sandpaper, but that was a non-issue. The Kundams and Saku models adorning my shelves were eagerly awaiting the completion of their brand new companion. One of these days I wanted to get around to making a genuine diorama and have them all fight. That was why I continued to wield my wire cutters to this day. Not that I'd ever tell her that. The second I met up with Kibitsumiya, who was waiting outside the dorm, I bowed my head as deeply as I could. I'm sorry I overslept. Really? You do? I guess so. Sure, hold on a second. I took a step toward Kibitsumiya and scanned my surroundings. Once I did, I heard a series of windows slam shut all the way up to the 3rd floor.
よかった
Huh, do you have a stalker or something?
でもよくこういうことあるのよ。理由はよくわからないんだけど。
That's obviously because you're cute, Kibitsumiya.
浦部君ったらまたそういうこと言って。
You've got an incredible rack too. Anyone would want to pluck those ripe-looking peaches if they were growing right outside their doorstep.
熊吉じゃあるまいし、いきなり何言ってるのよ。
Kibitsumiya's face flushed bright red as she attempted to hide her breasts behind her forearm. As a result, her tits bunched together and perked right up. Mwahahaha. Oh, and she was wearing tights and her PE uniform this morning. Her hair was pulled up into a high ponytail that suited her surprisingly well. She was the classic image of a sporty girl. Yeah, ponytails are nice too.
やだ、そんなにジロジロ見ないでよ。
A blushing Kibitsumiya-tan is out of this world.
浦部君、いい加減にしないと本気で怒るわよ。
Hahaha, sorry. Still, the tights and PE uniform look amazing on you. It gives a nice, invigorating impression.
そう？それって一応褒めてくれてるのよね。
Kibitsumiya seemed perplexed by my comment and tilted her head toward me. It would appear this little kitten was unaware how moe tights were in this world. Teaching an uninitiated girl about moe could be amusing in and of itself. Kuh.
何一人で笑ってるのよ。もしかしてこの格好どこかおかしい？
No, the opposite actually. Tights are the best. The ponytail looks amazing on you too.
そのありがとう。
Seeing an adorable red-faced Kibitsumiya was just what the doctor ordered and made for a wonderful start to my day. It certainly snapped me out of my drowsiness.
こんなことしてる時間なかったんだわ。早く行きましょう。
Where to?
それははい、到着。今日はここをブラシがけするわよ。
Kibitsumiya had brought me out in front of the ancient stone wall they had called Bulwark Rock. It was one of the historical sites I had seen while going around campus with Senpai and the others yesterday, and the light moss clinging to it was quite charming. However, unlike what I'd seen yesterday, the phrase, "I have arrived," was now scrawled out across it in graffiti. This is...
校門の落書きを見てかっこいいって勘違いしたバカが書いたものでしょ。消す身にもなってほしいわよ。まったく。
Are the others cleaning up graffiti too?
ええ、葵ちゃんたちは乙女先輩が指導に当たってるわ。それで浦部君は私が指導することになったの。よろしくね。
Kibitsumiya replied and handed me a deck brush. Now I understood why she told me to put on my PE uniform. Got it. Could I take a drink first? I brought a flask with me. I rushed out of the house this morning and hadn't had any alcohol yet, so there was a good chance I'd kick the bucket for real if she immediately threw me into doing manual labor. But...
休憩したいならまず働きなさい。働かざる者生きるべからずよ。
What kind of motto is that? Every need in the country would turn against you in a heartbeat if they heard that.
ほら、一緒に頑張りましょう。お日様も応援してるわよ。明日に向かって働きましょう。
No way, I don't want to work. The outcome. I am beat. Pff.
これくらいでだらしないわね。もっと体力あると思ったのに。
What do you expect? I got hardly any sleep last night and haven't eaten breakfast yet.
そういえばそうね。じゃあこれ舐めて元気出しなさい。
Oh, peach candy again. Kibitsumiya retrieved yet another peach candy from her pocket. I doubted this, but did she have a stockpile of candy constantly on hand?
何よ、文句あるならあげないわよ。
No, I'll take it. I'll be your companion or whatever else you want me to be, so please let me have a piece of candy which rested against your beautiful waist. Alternatively, you can let me rub those ripe peaches you've got dangling off your chest.
変なこと言わないでよ。今は朝なのよ。TPO をわきまえなさい。
Does that mean I can say perverted things to you at nighttime?
夜ならまあっていつでもダメよ。女の子にエッチなこと言うのセクハラなんだからね。
Damn it, I was exhausted and blurting out the first thing my heart desired. Momotaro-san was so angry, she refused to give me candy too. It was no use. I was going to die for real if I didn't get something in my stomach soon. Please, Momotaro-san, I beg of you, please give me that candy. Otherwise, I'm going to end up making even more pervy jokes.
しょうがないわね。ほら、手を出しなさい。
Ruff, ruff. Thank you, Woof.
何それ、犬の真似？浦部くんって面白い人ね。
I held out my greedy paws, almost like a dog might, and graciously accepted the candy from Kibitsumiya. Pride wasn't going to fill my belly after all. This is Kibitsumiya's candy.
こーら、変なこと言わないの。飴からそんな味出るはずないでしょ。
Damn, you suck at playing along.
ほらほら、いいからそれ舐めながら、もう少しだけ頑張りましょう。
So cruel. Won't you let me rest for a little while longer, Granny?
誰がばあさんよ。そういう冗談言えるなら、もう少し働けますよね、おじいさん。
Gah, dug my own grave, huh? Guess that's what dogs and grandpas are best at.
誰がうまいこと言えって言ったのよ。いいから手を動かしなさい。
Aye, aye. Damn it, guess I was screwed. I couldn't afford to act any more pathetic in front of her either, but I'll just get back to work for a little while longer. Kibitsumiya and I continued wiping away the graffiti in silence for some time. Yeah, this was nice and simple. We didn't need to assemble a whole group of people to do a job like this. Students these days looked for fun anywhere they could. Speaking of one of those modern-day youths, Kibitsumiya.
ここはこれでいいかしら。それにしてもどうして落書きなんてするのかしら。他にやるべきことがたくさんあるでしょうに。
She complained as she thoroughly polished the rock wall before her. Kibitsumiya was mindful not to damage the wall and carefully scrubbed the most minute of spots, then used a sponge to wipe away the few lingering blemishes.
綺麗になった。何？こっちをじっと見つめて。
Oh, I was just thinking you must really love historical sites.
私が？
Yeah, I can tell from the way you polished it. You looked like you were having fun cleaning it.
そうね。かなほどじゃないけど、私も遺跡は好きよ。でもどっちかというと遺跡というよりもこの島が好きなんだけどね。
The island?
ええ、子供の頃からずっと島暮らしだったから、私にとってこの島全部が自分の家みたいなものなのよ。浦部くんだって自分の家に落書きされたら怒るでしょ。それと同じ感覚よ。
I don't really get it since I've never lived in the same spot for long.
ごめんなさい。そうよね。そういう事情の人もいるわよね。
Nah, I'm just a special case. It's normal to settle down and make a home for yourself. In that sense, I've always admired people with your lifestyle. You've got lots of friends and you always get to be with your family. I don't have that many friends or otherwise really.
浦部くん。
Sorry, that was weird of me. Forget everything I just said. Not good at all. I started grumbling without meaning to. That wasn't very manly of you, Urabe Keisuke. If you're a man, you need to constantly keep pushing forward.
ねえ、一つ聞いていい？
What is it?
家族と遠く離れて暮らすのって不安じゃない？寂しくなったりしないの？
Well, I've always got Aoi with me, so I don't think I'm too uneasy. I do get lonely sometimes, though.
寂しく
Yeah, you know how I mentioned I'm constantly moving? Even when I do make friends, we end up having to say goodbye before too long. It's a little disheartening.
そう
Of course, that doesn't mean I want to do nothing. If we're going to say goodbye anyway, I want to do it with a smile. I want to make lots of happy memories in order for that to happen. Otherwise, it would be a total waste of such special encounters. Take control of your life. Don't let life control you, or so my grandpa says.
人生は振り回すものか
I guess that was kind of cheesy. Oh, come on.
ごめんなさいでもちょっといいかも
Huh?
私そういう生き方ってできないしようとしてるけど中途半端なままだからだから浦部くんみたいな生き方ってちょっと憧れるな
Really? I guess the feeling's mutual then.
そうなるわねねえ浦部くん 浦部くんにもこの島を好きになってもらいたいなそれで楽しい思い出をたくさん作ってほしいそうしたらきっと私の気持ちもわかるはずだから
Love this island, huh?
ダメかしら
I wouldn't say that, but it depends on how things go from now on. I'll need to spend some more time here so I can learn about the pros and cons of this island. At the very least, I do get a good feeling about this place. I did manage to meet some like-minded people after all.
浦部くんそう言ってくれると私も嬉しいわ
Kibitsumiya must have been satisfied with my answer and shot me a delighted smile. Seeing a beautiful girl smiling like that...
どうかした
Oh, your smile just now. I thought it was super pretty.
浦部くんたらまたそういうこと言って
Hahaha, you're cute when you blush too.
今のは絶対わざとでしょ
It really wasn't. It's just how I truly feel.
嘘ね私の反応を見て面白がってるだけでしょ
Like I said, that's not it. Trust me.
いやよその言葉を信じたら私もっと恥ずかしい顔になっちゃうし
Huh? Did you say something?
なんでもないわそれじゃああと少しだから最後までお願いね
With flushed cheeks, she headed in the direction of the school building. Now what? I was all alone and could probably get away with slacking off, but... Phew, that should do it. Now that Kibitsumiya was gone, I snuck some booze to replenish my strength and pulled out all the stops to polish up the stone wall. Who would have thought that my skills as a model builder would come in handy here of all places? At this rate, I could keep going for hours. Maybe I should clean the school walls while I was at it?
お疲れ
Whoa! I let out an unintentionally loud yelp as something cold touched my neck without warning. In the next instant, the perpetrator standing behind me squatted down and covered her ears with both hands.
びっくりした
What are you doing? What good does it do if you freak out when trying to surprise me?
だってあなたがいきなり大声出すもんだから驚いちゃって
You started it, so it shouldn't have.
ああ笑ったわねしょうがないじゃない思ったよりいい反応するんだもん
Hahaha, I guess that was payback. Let's call it even.
なんだろうどちらかというと負けた気がするわ悔しい
Mitsumiya childishly puffed up her cheeks and handed me the can.
とにかくはいこれ朝から頑張ってくれたご褒美よまあいらないなら別にいいんだけど
No, I'll absolutely take it. Thank you.
どういたしまして
Hey, this is... Upon closer inspection, I noticed a large peach logo with the text rich nectar, and 70% sugar scrawled across it. Candy and soft drinks, huh? Drinking sweet stuff like this in the morning will give you heartburn.
普通じゃないの？私は小さい頃から毎朝これよ。
She opened the can with no hesitation and expertly chugged down the beverage.
おいしい。
The way you drink is impressive.
やだ、みっともないところ見せちゃったわね。恥ずかしい。
Nah, you looked like you really enjoyed it, so it was kind of refreshing to watch. You must love that drink a lot.
私、ネクタル大好きなの。せっかくだし、浦部君にもこの味の素晴らしさを知ってほしくて。
In a rare turn, Kibitsumiya locked eyes with me of her own accord and stared straight at my face.
じ
Kibitsumiya-san?
ほらほら、飲んで飲んで。きっと気に入ると思うから。私の濃厚ネクタル。
Kibitsumiya's rich nectar. Was it just me, or was there a certain ring to those words, and maybe a hint of eroticism? That was all I needed to hear. I would chug down Kibitsumiya's naughty nectar. Okay, I'll help myself. Gluck gluck. What was with this pasty, gooey peach flavor that clung to my dry throat? It was so sweet. It could choke a person. It was basically peach syrup in a can. That 70% sugar content sign wasn't just for show. This was the result of the pursuit for unbound, unrelenting sweetness. There was no freaking way I could drink this. It is tasty, but if I have to drink any more of this, I'd rather add booze and turn it into a peach cocktail. Ah, no, never mind. That was a close one. I needed to keep the fact I was an alcoholic from Kibitsumiya. I bet she'd give me one hell of an epic lecture over it.
浦部君、さっきはだらしないとか言ってごめんなさい。朝からこんな重労働に付き合わせちゃって。
It's okay. I'm the one who decided to join the committee. I'm starting to get used to it. Go ahead and train me up like you mean it from now on.
いい覚悟ね。なら、私も遠慮しないから。
Kibitsumiya winked at my comment. It was probably subconscious, but that was an adorable and girly gesture. She was a pretty nurturing person in every sense. She was worried about whether I was fitting in class yesterday too.
そうだ、浦部君。ネクタルってどういう意味か知ってる？
Yeah, it's the liquor of life, supposedly a panacea of eternal longevity drunk by the gods or something like that.
あら、よく知ってるわね。せっかく説明してあげようと思ったのに。
Sorry, but I'm relatively well informed when it comes to occult history and archaeology.
そういえば確かお父様が学者なんだっけ？
Indeed he is. My grandpa used to be like Indiana Jones too. He's shown me tons of odd tools and implements over the years.
へんてこな道具？
Huh? Yeah, I guess. Weird, huh? Haha.
そんなことないわ。親子3代で同じ趣味持ってるなんて素敵じゃない。
You think so?
ええ。私もお父さんと同じ趣味持ってるし、何も恥じることないわよ。
Whoops, that was close. I nearly spilled the beans. I couldn't afford to reveal my true identity and make her suspect that I was Phantom Thief Ura. I needed to restrain myself.
そこまで詳しいなら、カナと話が合うかもね。
Me and Sakagami-san?
ええ。あの子友達少ないから、よかったら仲良くしてあげて。
A nice girl like her has no friends? I guess she really is an introvert.
そうね。もう少し積極的になってくれるといいんだけど、それにほら、カナの周りには忍者さんやら熊吉がいるから、他の子が話しかけづらいってのもあるし。
That's true. Some girls practically ran away from her before.
そういうこと。だけど、あなたは熊吉とも仲がいいし、 カナとも友達になれるでしょ。だからお願い。
Fair enough. I guess I'll try to talk to her as much as I can.
そうしてくれると助かるわ。
I nodded, and Kibitsumiya flashed a huge smile my way. This girl really was good at looking out for people.
あら、この鳴き声は。
When I turned toward the sound, a tiny Shiba appeared further up the road. The second it saw Kibitsumiya's face, it wagged its tail and ran over.
甘えた声出しちゃって。お腹なでなでしてあげるからそこに寝なさい。よーし、そのままじーっとしてなさい。はい、チーズ。
Kibitsumiya took a tiny digital camera out of her pocket and snapped a close-up of the dog's face. The Shiba obeyed Kibitsumiya's request by remaining still, facing upward, and wagging its tail.
よく撮れた。じゃあまたね。
When Kibitsumiya waved, the Shiba let out a satisfied yip and went back the way it came. What a charming sight.
可愛かったわね。
It seemed to really like you. Have you seen it somewhere before?
そういうわけじゃないけど、よくここで会うのよ。他にも子猫とか小鳥が寄ってくるわ。
Do you emit some sort of pheromone or something that makes it easy to get along with animals?
さあ、でも私も動物は好きだし、困ったことはないわね。いつも被写体になってもらってるし。
Kibitsumiya gave a spirited smile and pulled out her digital camera to show me some of the shots she had taken.
どう？よく撮れてるでしょ。
They really are. You got them completely in frame, right down to the balls.
変なとこばかり見ないでよ。私のワンニャン写真集を汚さないで。
Kitty and puppy photo album.
いいじゃない。自分のアルバムになんて名前つけようが私の勝手でしょ。
Ah, sorry. I wasn't trying to make fun of you. I just thought you were cute for giving it a name like that.
かわ。
Your face is even redder than before. Is someone feeling shy?
村部君の意地悪。分かってて聞いてるでしょ。も
Of course I do. You look so cute whenever you're teased.
うまたそういうこと言って。もう知らないんだから。
The more I teased her, the redder her face and ears became, and she quickly turned away from me. Of course, I was only teasing, but I really did think she was cute. It seemed like that part didn't get across to her, though. Still, you did a great job taking these. Do you like photography?
まあね、携帯のカメラ機能を許せないくらいには写真にこだわりを持ってるわよ。
What do you usually take pictures of?
そうね、さっきみたいに動物の写真を撮ったり、島の景色を写したりしてるかな。あとは委員会の活動を写真に残してるわね。会誌に載せることもあるし。
Did you take the photos that were in our handouts yesterday?
ええ、カナがどうしても使いたいって言うから下手の横好きなのにね。
That's not true at all. I thought you did a great job, especially the dog photo you took earlier.
そう？ありがとう。お世辞でも嬉しいわ。
Oh, does that mean you and your old man share the same hobby?
ええ、私の写真好きはお父さんの影響なの。お父さん、写真を撮るのがすごく好きだったから。
What's the matter?
なんでもないわ。それより他の写真も見てみる？というか、見て。
She started sharing one animal picture after another. There were photos of birds, puppies, kittens, and to top it all off, even photos of monkeys. There were monkeys living on this island. That came as quite a surprise. Every single one of them is looking straight at the camera. Very photogenic.
でしょでしょ、みんな可愛いわよね。そ それとね他にもいろいろあって。
It was then that she leaned in even closer and showed me more pictures. And when she did, her glorious side boob hit my arm.
やっぱり小さい動物って可愛いわよね。いくら見ても飽きないわ。
For sure, but I think bigger ones are good too. They're soft and feel nice.
柔らかいって。どうしてこんなに近いのよ。
She finally noticed that her boob was up against my arm, blushed bright red, and jumped aside.
おっぱいにまだ腕の感覚が残ってる。どうして言ってくれなかったのよ。
I mean, you just got so into it, I never got the chance to say anything. You just look so cute when you are absorbed in something you like, almost like a puppy wagging its tail.
もう変な冗談言わないでよ。
I love how embarrassed you get. My comments made her whine like a puppy and her face flushed bright pink. She didn't seem to have any idea how to cope with this. Yup, this girl was beyond adorable when she was embarrassed. She was different from Sakagami-san in that it was fun to mess with her too. Without Aoi around to help censor me, my true thoughts were gushing out like crazy. I wonder if this might help us grow closer.
あれ、あの子たちは。
As Kibitsumiya grumbled and blushed, a group of jersey-wearing girls passed by the wall. The girl at the head of their group waved and ran over almost like that Shiba from earlier.
おはようももちゃん。毎朝精が出るね。
ありがとう。そういうあなたも頑張ってるじゃない。新人たくさん入ったみたいだし。
ありがとう。あ、時間あったらまた稽古見てくれない？先輩たちが卒業しちゃって、ももちゃん以上に腕の立つ人いなくって。
ええ、私でよければ。
ももちゃんだから頼むんだよ。
もしかして吉備宮先輩ですか？ええ、そうだけど。じゃあこの人が桃太郎のそうなの？マジで？
こら、そこの一年先輩を指さすんじゃないの。ごめんねももちゃん。後できつく叱っておくから。
いいのよ。それより向こうで先輩がこっちを睨んでるわよ。
いけない。これじゃ私が叱られちゃうよ。じゃ、またね。
吉備宮先輩、さようなら。ええ、さようなら。手を振ってもらっちゃった。
For whatever reason, the first year let out a shrill cry, waved, and ran off. Who was that?
剣道部の子たちよ。学園の外周はアップダウンが激しいからいいトレーニングになるのよ。私もよくここを走ってるわ。
Wow, you're not affiliated with any of the clubs, and yet you train that often? That explains why you're so toned.
ありがとう。男の人にそういうこと言われるの初めてかも。
There you go again. I'm sure guys would make passes at anyone as beautiful as you are all the time.
そんなことないわよ。私は乙女先輩みたいに綺麗じゃないし、カナみたいに女の子らしくないし、それに私のうちのことを気にする人も多いし。
Your family?
さっき1年の子が言ってたでしょ。桃太郎の子孫がどうこうって。この島に伝わる話によると、実はうちのご先祖様って桃太郎なのよ。
Momotaro? You mean the one who comes up in fairy tales?
分かってる。浦部君は島に来たばかりだし、そういう反応するのが普通よね。でもこの島じゃ信憑性のある言い伝えとして語り継がれているのよ。委員会の書庫にも資料が残ってるし。
Legends, huh?
もちろん全て実際に起こったことじゃないのよ。あくまで言い伝え。ご先祖様が退治したっていう鬼は宮島を中心に辺りを荒らし回っていた蛮族のことを指しているんだと思うし。
Kibitsumiya then told me all about the fairy tale passed down on Miyajima. Once upon a time, in a certain land, there was a samurai by the name of Kibitsuhiko no Mikoto. He was a spectacularly powerful swordsman whose skills were once acknowledged by the reigning emperor himself. Then one day the emperor ordered Kibitsuhiko to go to Onigashima. On Onigashima lived wicked demons who used mysterious treasures to torment people.
それは大変だ。わかりました。今すぐ鬼退治に向かいましょう。
A youth appeared upon Kibitsuhiko's arrival, offered him a strange fruit, and said thus:
この桃の実を食べれば100人力。どうかこの力で鬼たちを退治してください。
Thus, the empowered Kibitsuhiko headed to Onigashima with the youth in tow. Later in the forest, he met yet another youth who carried a battle axe over their shoulder.
この時を待っておった。共に鬼を退治しようではないか。
The trio progressed further, and a third youth appeared before Kibitsuhiko and said thus:
俺の住む島が鬼に荒らされてしまった。鬼退治するのなら連れて行ってくれ。
With those three youths on his side, at long last, Kibitsuhiko arrived on Onigashima. The demons were in the midst of a feast, and Kibitsuhiko wasn't one to let this opportunity get away.
今だ。みんな一斉にかかれ。
At the end of an arduous battle, Kibitsuhiko and his three companions took down the Oni general. The remaining demons dispersed and escaped. This was how Onigashima achieved peace, and the island's name was changed to Miyajima. Kibitsuhiko later founded the Kibitsumiya family and eventually set out on a journey with his retainer Sayonji, his newly named retainer Sakagami, and his third attendant in tow. After what, Kibitsuhiko and his two retainers settled down on the island and lived among its residents in everlasting peace, and they all lived happily ever after.
なんていう言い伝えがこの島には残っているのよ。
Does that mean the Sakagami and Sayonji from that story are?
ええ、カナと熊吉、それと玉彦先生と乙女先輩のご先祖様ってことになるわね。うちも含めてその3つの家は御三家と呼ばれていて、代々宮島を守ってきたの。ただ不思議と3人目のお供の名前とその行方は後世には伝えられてないわ。私もよくわからない。それでこの話、何かに似てると思わない？
The Oni of Onigashima, Kibitsuhiko, who became empowered after eating a mysterious fruit, and his retainers. I see now. Momotaro from the fairy tales, huh?
そういうこと。おそらく昔の人がおとぎ話と島の伝説を合体させて分かりやすい話に仕立てたのよ。御三家の意向を島の人間に知らしめるためにね。おかげでうちの家は島じゃ有名でね、宮島を守った英雄の子孫ってことでちょっとした発言力もあるの。お年寄りなんかになると私を様付けで呼んだりするのよ。嫌になっちゃう。私はそういうの好きじゃないわ。権威を傘に来て威張り散らすみたいで。
Kibitsumiya.
なんか口っぽくなってきたわね。やめましょう。とにかくそういうわけで私は桃太郎の子孫だなんて呼ばれてるの。分かってくれたかしら？
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, I had gotten the gist of it. No, it would be more accurate to say that I had already known. The Oni Kibitsumiya spoke of were the ones responsible for creating the mystic treasures and who used them to rule Miyajima. According to legend, Miyajima was previously called Onigashima. And the ones who embarked for Onigashima to exterminate the Oni were the ancestors of the three great families. It wasn't a fable or anything of the sort. Kibitsumiya and the others truly were descendants of Momotaro and his companions. After the battle, they settled down permanently on Miyajima and agreed to seal the mystic treasures that the Oni had previously made off with. Even now, the three great families continued to watch over them. However, there was one other companion who assisted the Kibitsumiya family in exterminating the Oni. That was the ancestor of the Urabe family. Based on the fairy tale she'd shared with me earlier, that would be the third unnamed retainer. Put into terms of Momotaro, the intelligent Saionji would be the pheasant, the powerful Sakakami would be the monkey, and I guess the nimble Urabe would be the dog. Why were the Urabes the only ones who hadn't remained on the island? Additionally, what prompted them to confront the three great families as the phantom thief Ura, all while protecting the mystic treasures? Come to think of it, I'd once posed these same questions to Grandpa. Hey Grandpa, Ura is famous because of the Oni Momotaro exterminated, right? If we were originally allies, then why give ourselves that name?
親父が言うには全ては些細な誤解から来ておるらしいぞ。
A misunderstanding.
なあ、そもそも浦というのは浦部家の長に与えられるあだ名でな。あだ名や通りなのよ。だが長い年月の中で浦という名前だけが一人歩きし、お前の言う通り桃太郎が退治した鬼の名前として後世に伝わったのだ。
Why did that happen?
原因となったのは鬼を退治する際に使用した肉体増強系の秘宝だと言われておる。島の言い伝えで言えば一人目のお供が持ってきた桃の実、おとぎ話で言えばきびだんごといったところか。浦部はもともと非力な人間に過ぎなかったが、その秘宝を使うことで吉備彦と同じように超人的な身体能力が備わったのだ。だが人と違うというのはそれだけで恐怖の対象でな。当時の人々は超人的な力を得たご先祖様と鬼を同一視しておったそうだ。その力のせいで人々から忌み嫌われ、御三家のようにうまく島の人間とも馴染めず。
So we were the only ones who had to leave?
まあ、そういう説もあるという話だ。何せ1000年以上も前の出来事だからの。だが1000年という月日は長い。その間に伝承の内容が変わり、桃太郎が退治した鬼の名前は浦ということになったのだ。
So that's what happened. The leader of the Urabe family who gained superhuman strength through a mystic treasure, Ura. He used that power to eradicate Oni, but for the same reason, he was reviled and treated like an Oni himself. He went into hiding as a result, and the chaos of that time led to his name being given to the Oni defeated by Kibitsuiko. Even though Kibitsuiko, who obtained power from a mystic treasure in the same fashion, was revered as a hero. It sure sounded like my ancestor got the ridiculously short end of the stick. It also seemed like, to this very day, we were still stuck with picking up the tab. Why don't we change our name or something then? Couldn't we do that to work toward improving our image?
バカ者！いくら風当たりが悪いからといって由緒正しき浦の名を捨てるなど言語道断だ。それに桃太郎の敵というのはあながち間違っておらぬしの。
What do you mean?
わしらと御三家は共に秘宝を守るという使命を持っておる。だが方向性の違いから仲違いしておるのだ。御三家、特に吉備津宮家は秘宝の存在が公になるのを嫌っておる。徹底的な秘密主義者どもだ。それに対しわしらは秘宝を使って人助けを行う。場合によっては御三家の倉庫から秘宝を盗むこともある。わしの親父が怪盗などと呼ばれるようになったのもそれが原因だろうな。御三家にとって怪盗浦は人の家から宝を持ち出して 余計なことをする不埒な輩。わしらにとって御三家は融通の利かぬ頭の固い連中。つまりわしらと御三家はお互いがお互いを邪魔者扱いしておるわけだ。言うなれば喧嘩友達みたいなものだな。
Despite possessing the same mission, the three families and Phantom Thief Ura were on bad terms. What then would happen when they were given an advance warning that Miyajima's mystic treasures would be stolen? Naturally, they would be eager to capture Ura. The three great families didn't know that the notice was fake, and any attempts to clear the air would undoubtedly be met with promises to capture both the real and fake Uras. I seriously needed to catch the fake Ura and get this whole situation under control, and fast. It was terribly unproductive for those with the same mission to keep quarreling with each other.
どうしたの？ぼーっとして。
Oh, nothing, just trying to take it all in. That was a lot of information to digest after all. But I get it. Momotaro's descendant, huh? That must be why those girls were calling you Momo-chan earlier.
ええ、昔からのあだ名よ。照れくさいけど、私は結構気に入ってるの。吉備宮様より、ももちゃんって呼ばれた方が気が楽だし。
Maybe I should start calling you Momo-chan too.
それはやめてよ。男の子にももちゃんって呼ばれるの恥ずかしいし。
Would Akari be okay then? It would be easier for me too.
私もその方がいいわ。名字で呼ばれるのはあまり好きじゃないの。
Okay, you can call me by my first name too. Being called Urabe-kun makes me feel all itchy.
でも男の子を名前で呼ぶのって失礼なんじゃ。
You call Kumakichi by name, don't you?
それはそうだけど。
Hey, just call me by my first name. You'll be doing me a favor. If you don't, I'm gonna start calling you Kibitsumiya-sama from now on.
わかったわよ。なら名前で呼ぶわよ。
Good. Looking forward to working with you from now on then, Akari.
よろしく。
What's wrong? You suddenly turned red.
だっていざ名前で呼ばれたらなんだか恥ずかしくなって。ダメ。意識したら余計恥ずかしくなってきた。
Calm down. If you keep that up, you're going to have a red face for the rest of your life.
そうよね。普通よ普通。これは普通のことなの。
She repeated those words over and over to try and convince herself of that fact, then held out her hand.
じゃあこれからもよろしくね、ケイスケ。
Yeah.
やっぱりくすぐったい。
Kibitsumiya, no, Akari and I shook hands and smiled at one another. She must still have been shy. Akari's bashful smile looked less pretty and more friendly in a way. The genuine smile left me feeling oddly reassured.
さあ休憩は終わりよ。浦部君が。
Try again.
ケイスケが掃除終わらせてくれたみたいだし、さっさと洗い流して帰りましょう。
Sure thing, Akari.
やだ、無駄に名前呼ばないでよ。もう恥ずかしい。
It doesn't hurt anything, so why not? Akari-tan.
もうだからやめてってば。
Ha ha ha. Yeah, we had a pretty nice mood going. It would be great if this deepened our relationship going forward. I knew we would say goodbye someday, but I hated the idea of sitting around waiting without doing anything.
それじゃあ最後にホースで水かけるから蛇口の方お願い。
Yes, ma'am. With a lively nod, I headed to the nearby water fountain with the end of the hose in hand. I attached the end of the hose to it. Okay, all set. Here we go. I turned on the faucet and water gushed into the hose. The thirsty, narrow hose swelled full with water.
全然水来ないわよ。
Huh? That can't be. The hose is getting hard over on my end.
ビンビンとかエッチなこと言わない。
Off in the distance, Akari played off my comment with sincerity. However, water still didn't appear to be coming out. Oh, the faucet's leaking, isn't it? With a closer look, I noticed water was leaking from where the hose was affixed to the faucet. Tons of water was gushing out. Maybe it was jammed somewhere. I followed the length of the hose and made it as far as Akari went.
もう水が全く出ないじゃないの。
I reached her side just as she made that complaint. Hey Akari, you're stepping on the hose.
嘘。
Ah, idiot! If you step off now... Figured as much. The water in the stopped-up hose came spurting out all at once. Akari's entire body was drenched in an instant after going through that localized downpour.
くすぐたい。お胸の間で元気なのが暴れてる。
This is... Her ripe peaches came into view. To be precise, I could clearly see her bra, which contained her massive jerks, through her soaking wet gym uniform. They didn't look as big under her clothes. Wouldn't those glorious tits hold their own against Senpai?
いやー、もういい加減止まってよ。
She tried to catch the flailing hose between her breasts and arms, but it wouldn't stop thrashing about. Its increasingly ferocious movements caused Akari's bountiful peaches to jiggle like crazy. Good, keep it up some more. Man, this is fantastic. Those soft peaches are rumbling and tumbling every which way.
ケイスケが壊れた。
Ho ho ho! Akari-san was impressively distracted. I wouldn't mind watching her panic like this some more, but I should probably stop this erotic display. She'd likely catch a cold if this kept up.
あー、もうどうしてこれ止まらないのよ。
Akari, can I make a suggestion?
何よ、今手が離せないんだけど。
Actually, just let go. That should take care of everything.
分かってたわよ、それくらい。
Akari released the hose and her face flushed an even harsher shade of red. The now unrestrained hose squirmed along the ground for a bit before finally calming down.
全身ずぶ濡れじゃない。
Are you okay?
もうバカバカ、見てないで助けなさいよ。
What are you saying? It would be a total waste if I did that.
もったいない？
Peaches as finally raised as those are a rare sight indeed. Paying my respects would only be right, while feasting my eyes on them.
拝むって。
She noticed where I was looking, huh? Akari covered her chest and squatted in place.
ケイスケに変なところ見られた。
She blushed all the way to her ears and hugged her shoulders. It was unfortunate that I couldn't see her accentuated tits anymore, but the backhand of her bra was fully visible because of it. The nape of her neck was nicely complemented by her ponytail too. I wouldn't expect anything less from a girl with such amazing tits. Akari's body was sexy from every possible angle. Totally a physique that would drive any man crazy. Want me to grab a towel for you?
待って、タオルならそこのカバンに入ってるから。
After saying as much, she retrieved a pink towel from her nearby bag and started to dry her hair.
まったくひどい目にあったわ。
What was with the towel? It was oddly fluffy and it had frills. Hey, Akari-san, that's no towel. They're panties.
どうしてこんなものが入ってるのよ。しかもこれお気に入りのじゃない。
Don't get mad at me. She was always wearing leggings, but it looked like she did have some girly underwear too. That came as a small relief. Even so, she was incredibly careless. She was definitely a klutz. Man though, pink and frilly? A very feminine choice. Pink makes sense for Momotaro.
ありがとう。実は意識してました。ってここは照れる場面じゃないわ。怒っていい場面なのよ。しかも余計なことまで告白しちゃったし。もうどうしよう。また変なところ見られちゃった。もう本当にお嫁に行けないよ。
In a state of shock, Akari squatted down yet again and went teary-eyed as she fidgeted with the panties with her fingers. A girl fidgeting around with panties as she squatted to the ground, soaked from head to toe, was a reasonably rare sight. I was tempted to take a picture.
せっかくケイスケとお友達になれそうだったのに、こんな子じゃ嫌われちゃうわよね。
That's not true. It's fine. I wouldn't dislike you over something like this.
本当？
Crap, Akari-tan, you're so cute, teary-eyed. Yeah, anyway, I mean it. I'll keep on being your friend, so you can show me your bra anytime you want.
どうしてそうなるのよ。くしゅ。
Gesundheit. Oh, that was a cute sneeze.
嬉しくないわ。
She unenthusiastically argued against it. Not only was she soaked, but I'd seen her underwear to boot. Yeah, that would put anyone in a sour mood. She'd likely catch a cold at this rate she was going too. She couldn't exactly dry her hair with her panties either. I rushed out of the house this morning, so I didn't have a towel on me. Well then, what was there to do? Hold on, I'll go find you a towel. I headed toward the school building. Someone was bound to be around given the time of day. I had to find one before she caught a cold.